What's going on, guys? It's your boy OG Dre and your boy Cisco.
What up?
Welcome to a new episode of Canna Manifesto. Now let's jump right back in it. Today we're going to be talking about Kevin Sabat, Ethan Niederman, and Sheldon Adelson. Also, we're also going to be talking about governor, lawmakers. We got two. We got Andy Gardiner and also we got Steve Christopher. These are the two guys that are going to be representing Florida when it comes to the legislation in 2015. So, right. Kevin Sabat. Let's kick it off with Kevin Sabat.
All right. Kevin Sabat from Florida, actually, and he served in 2009 all the way to 2011 as the senior advisor at the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. Now he drug policy at UF and is a consultant working with governments, NGOs, the media, and other organizations on a wide range of drug policy issues. Man, to be honest, this guy just
is a devil.
Yeah, dude, really. He gets paid to just... I mean, it's all in the video, you know, like, he sits there talking specifically about African American communities. You know, he always uses marijuana. First rule number one.
Again, rule number one.
Rule number one.
We're never gonna call marijuana.
Cannabis. Rule number one. Cannabis. So, you know, and he always brings up marijuana in African American communities, what it's doing. He compares it to liquor stores. He said that they're going to devastate African American communities, and the last thing that they want is another intoxicant in their neighborhoods. And why? You know, like, I mean, it's already there, dude.
Exactly, man. It's like if we take a like, you know what I'm saying, take a look at the history that we had before. One of the biggest gangsters that was out there was Al Capone. How did he make the majority of his money? It was thanks to prohibition and the alcohol prohibition. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? To me, it just sounds just like, how is it that you're gonna say, like, you know, refer to a specific, you know, you might say color, race, just for the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying. Actually, if you really think about it, man, that sounds like really racist to me. It takes us back to 70 years ago when it actually got legalized because of the same thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like they're still afraid that, you know what I'm saying, if you smoke cannabis, your wife is gonna live with a Negro and you know, have orgies, and you know what I'm saying, because that's literally what is being taught to us for 70 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
and the way I see it, this guy, the plain black and white, would rather criminal enterprises control and regulate the sale of cannabis in the United States. That's all it boils down to, is you either want Americans to make this an American job, an American industry, or it's a criminal industry, because it's not going to disappear. Just making it legal, did it go away 70 years ago? You know, didn't.
Yeah, and
it's here.
And it brings out to, like, you know what I'm saying, now United States has become the world leading on it, you know what I'm saying, sending people to prison or to jail for incarcerations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're about putting 750,000 people a year in prison for petty, you know, cannabis possession charges.
Yeah, that goes from things all the way down to having like a gram in your pocket at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Even,
you know,
like when they even find a ball, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just
paraphernalia charges,
you know what I mean?
And that's like 3 months at that, and then like 2 years of probation.
And here's what I find funny: the DEA does, or like the health services does a study, and then they do a research. They said that how many people are in drug courts because of medical marijuana, and that's what they said, that medical marijuana is so cannabis is so addictive, because they said that take a look at the numbers that are in the what is it called, in the drug court programs. But the reason why there's so many people in there is because when you go in there, I mean, unfortunately, I've been in that situation where they gave me a choice. They said that either I took drug court, I did all that, or I simply, you know what I'm saying, go to jail, do some jail time. Well, of course I'm going to take the program, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I'm going to change the way that I feel, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm still going to use cannabis. So it's like, I would have rather take the court, you know, like the drug court and the programs, to just simply say, it's like, if you tell me that either I spend a year in jail
Yeah.
or I call myself a drug addict or an addict, and I say that I have a problem with or with cannabis, and I don't go to jail.
You're not going to go to jail.
No, you know what I'm saying? I would take the program off rip. I'm not gonna sit there and let you take me to jail just because you think that you feel a certain kind of way about you know what I'm saying, cannabis.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So it's like that's one of the things that I also disagree with Kevin Sabat, because in one of the interviews that he had, he goes to mention, he says that the drug programs and a better schooling, better drug programs, better drug court systems is what we need, but that's not what we need. You know what I'm saying? We really, because it's like, think about it like this: a person who can go, let's just say for example, a person goes out, kills somebody, goes to jail, comes out, he can still apply for a student loan.
Yeah.
But if he was to smoke a joint and got caught while he was doing it, he's not going to be able to. So tell me how that makes sense. So it's okay for you to go out, murder somebody, just don't smoke a joint and get caught while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's literally what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? A Schedule 1 narcotic, when we know that it's actually proven to kill cancer or brain cancer. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Shouldn't even be classified like that.
Yeah, no. And plus, you know what I'm saying? Another thing, though, you know what I'm saying? The government spends $1 trillion, has spent $1 trillion.
Yeah.
In the last 40 years.
$1 trillion. $1 trillion.
Trying to stop the war. $1 trillion.
Can we get like money to just come falling
Please,
down? Like
hit me in the head with some money.
Yeah. It's not like $5 at the corner store.
Man. And that's been in the last 40 years. Is the so-called drug, like war on drug, and it has failed. You know what I mean? And that's what Speaking of which, brings us up to our favorite man.
Yeah, this is this guy's kryptonite here.
Yeah, it all comes back to and one of the things they also keep saying is always they all come down to, oh, my kids will buy it. My kids will be able to get it. That's another excuse.
Yeah, and all the loopholes. Like, this isn't loopholes. This is areas that are going to be addressed at a later time. It's not a loophole. So yeah, and what else about Nadelman? Man, what was that organization he's got?
Nadelman?
Yeah.
All right. Naderman is the founder and executive director of the Drug Policy Alliance. All right. It's a nonprofit organization working to end the war on drugs. And he's literally been literally anywhere, everywhere around the world. You know what I'm saying?
He works on 3 major points too. One is medical cannabis in general, and then I know heroin overdoses for sure, making the medication for that available. He's working on 3 major causes and doing a really fine job at it, I think.
Yeah, man, because he has really accomplished a lot. Here's a guy that went to Stanford School. You know what I'm saying? He got his he got a whole bunch of titles. He got a PhD. He got an AB.
Where's he from?
He was born in New York City, actually. Yeah, he was raised in a Jewish family. His father was a rabbi.
Yeah.
So now you know where he gets the good speak.
Yeah,
He's an awesome speaker, man. Every single time that he talks, it's just, it motivates you to, be part of the movement. And everything that he says is true, you know what I mean?
So check him out. You got to check him out.
Yeah,
Ethan
man,
Nadelman.
Ethan Nadelman, man, Another thing that is really awesome about this is Ethan says that, if you look at, the prohibition, overall drug enforcements and everything else, you look at it overall, let's start to the, to one, on the one end, you have, prohibition, the worst drug ever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in the other side, you have, complete legalization. Everything is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta find an in between.
Yeah, there's gotta be a place everyone can meet in the in between, and I think that we proved that that's what we want, is to meet somewhere in between. And I think that we just need to get the right people with the right support. You know what I mean? People like Ethan Nadelman need to get supported. You know what I mean? People even Jeremy Bufford at Medical Marijuana Tampa, him, people like Morgan and Morgan. What's the organization they made for Yes on 2?
Oh, United for
United for Care. United for Care. People like that, that's the people that you need to go and talk to and send an email. What can I do? Just,
Yeah, man, to just be part of it. Because, like I said, man, you know what I mean? It is time for us to just simply say enough with the lies. You know what I mean? Enough. I think that there's a lot of information out there. There are over 20,000 studies in American marijuana for American cannabis. And what is surprising, there's only 600 studies on oxycodone, and it's one of the, major causes of drug abuse.
But there's
and,
still
overdose.
600 studies. So 600 times they said that oxycodone was less harmful and less dangerous of a drug than marijuana. And 2,000 times they've said marijuana.
20,000 times.
20,000.
They have provided 20,000 different, studies about medical cannabis, and they're still saying. But here is the kicker. And I posted this in our page earlier. The fact that the government has a patent number on anything that has to do with cannabinoids and antioxidants. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they actually have it patented. The government has a cannabinoids patent.
Yeah.
Cannabinoids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. If you guys research that patent and it's like, this is no lie,
you
can go and look it up right now.
Yeah.
So here it is. The patent number is 6630507B1, and it was patented October 7, 2003. And the craziest thing about it is that if you actually research this paper, it's going to show that's cannabinoids and antioxidants and
cannabinoids as antioxidants.
Yeah, cannabinoids as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. And here's the thing, though. Inside that patent, it tells you all the related symptoms that cannabis and everything that, is pretty much patented and covered by this.
Yeah.
But yet the government says they have it on a Schedule 1. No, they have it on a Schedule 1 narcotic. But yet they have a patent number, and the patent number and the other, everything that describes the patent number shows all the beneficials as a medication.
Cannabis, how it protects your brain and protects your synapse and everything like that. Keeps your brain pretty much from overstimulating itself. And they own a patent on that, but schedule it with no medical benefits at all. So that is kind of ironic and what, man?
You know what I'm saying? It just totally contradicts what the government's been saying for 70 years, And the craziest thing about it is the government only spends 6% of a budget to study the benefits of medical marijuana.
Yeah, cannabis.
Cannabis. Then they spend the other 94% to try to find everything that goes against medical cannabis.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? To me, it should be the other switch around. I just posted this on our page too, on the lie that never dies. It's talking about how medical cannabis, it doesn't have enough research, enough studies.
No.
Well, because you have it on a Schedule 1. So whoever actually decides or wants to study it, it will not be able to due to the fact that is a Schedule 1 narcotic. So you're not going to be able to do it. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, that brings me to...
Sheldon Adelson.
Man,
this guy, you guys remember hearing about the guy from Las Vegas that donated $5 million, pretty much matched John Morgan on the war on cannabis in Florida. He went to drug-free Florida and donated an initial sum of $5 million. And then I think shortly after turned around and donated another $500,000. And so he's at $5.5 million. And the total sum of money drug-free Florida had was $5.8 million. So he contributed most of the money that they had.
85%.
85%, yeah. And that would have never happened. And what really pisses me off is the reason that he does it. And I don't mean it in a bad way, because I guess I would feel the same way, if I was in the same situation. Let me just explain it to you. Pretty much he had a son, Mitchell, who he unfortunately lost to a drug overdose, okay? And Mitchell was said to have used cocaine and heroin. Marijuana is not on there.
No, but they said that he started. He signed. They said that marijuana was his gateway drug to harder drugs.
Yeah, and
there's no proof to you know what I'm saying, to state that argument.
No, and Adelson is just insisting that cannabis is a gateway drug and wants to destroy everything that's been going on so far. You know, he doesn't want to see it. And really, dude, like, you're gonna live maybe tops 8 more years. Like,
why don't you just die already?
No, not even. But I mean, just put your pride away, man, and just enjoy your life. You can do whatever you want. You got a resort, you got a yacht. You probably have like 10 women just chilling in your house somewhere.
They said that his worth right now is like $200 billion.
I thought it was like $36 billion.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think it was like $36 billion. This guy owns the Las Vegas Sands, and he's worried about medical marijuana in Florida. Medical cannabis. And you know, like, really, bro, get over it. You know, and I don't think he's done here. I think he's gonna keep working with drug-free Florida, and we need to watch for all this campaigning stuff that he's putting out there.
Yeah,
you know?
Man. But you see, here's my thing when it comes to that, though. Like, what makes me raise that is like 58% of Floridians voted yes on 2. You know, the amendment 2. There was to legalize medical cannabis for medical purposes, you know, or other debilitating diseases. So here's my thing, though. 500,000 more people voted to legalize medical cannabis than they actually voted to elect Governor Rick Scott.
Yeah, more people voted for cannabis than Scott.
Now, sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I lost it.
What also makes me feel good is Morgan said that the advocates will press on the lawmakers to push the issue again
next
back
year.
on next year.
Next year they're going to press
March
on
15th, 2015. So they're going to push it up, and he also added that. You know what I'm saying? If
it doesn't go through, that he's going to push it on 2016 with another amendment.
Yeah, that is similar
like
to the amendment, the one that just fell short of the 60%. Amendment 2. Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though. He didn't say that if it fails, even if it passes on the legislation in 2015, they're also looking at passing it on 2016 when the presidential election comes in.
Yeah.
But what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to do a similar amendment 2, like, you know, a similar law with amendment 2, but it's gonna be a constitutional amendment yet again. You know.
And he said he's also, just for shits and gigs, gonna throw one on there for just normal recreational too.
Oh yeah.
And even he even shouted out to Snoop Dogg on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
like last week.
It was
he
like, says, "Come help me." You know
come
what I'm
help
saying?
me in 2016.
So
peace.
Yeah, definitely some really stuff is gonna be going down.
Yeah. We're good. You know what I mean? But not all of us can wait. You know what I mean? There's people out there that could use this now, and you know, shame on you, Florida. You know.
Shame on you who didn't come out and vote, man,
Yeah.
because like the voting turnout was nearly half of the people what it was supposed to be out. So you know what I mean? I think that we should, like, you know, all together as a people, even though a lot of people failed to go out and vote, 58% of the people still came out and voted. So to me is the other 2% that we have there. You know what I'm saying? You guys, there's also misinformed people. You know, there's a lot of misinformed people. We talked about a few folks today. We informed them again, give them a few routes so they can, you know what I'm saying, look the right information. But it all comes down to us. You know what I mean? It all comes down to, you know, a lot of people get mad and frustrated when, you know, certain
your
people,
voice counts.
Yeah.
You know, it really does. Especially on a situation like this. You know, every voice counts and will be heard. You know, and should be heard. So no exceptions at all.
Yeah. All right, guys. What it looks like, this is all the time that we have now. We'll be back with you. You know, bringing you a few more episodes so you guys can stay informed. We also, next time we're gonna be talking about you know, how they're bringing out to Washington D.C. To the Supreme Court. They're bringing out to completely legalize or decriminalize medical marijuana nationwide.
There's a group from California bringing that up, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And also Niederman is also involved into that movement. So I know that there was a federal judge that he accepted the case, and there was a few doctors that were going to speak in favor of medical cannabis, so they can at least be rescheduled as at least as a Schedule 2. which, let's be honest, man, we should all decriminalize it and just put it as a Schedule 3 right next to Oxycontin, Percocets. You know what I mean? Like, it does offer some medical benefits, but it does has its potentials to abuse and, you know.
Things like that, yeah.
You know, like self-dependency and all that.
Well, I mean,
you know?
Schedule 2, you know, at least we're moving in the right direction. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you know, hopefully, like I say, hopefully that turns out in the, you know.
We'll be keeping an eye on that.
Yeah,
we're
definitely.
We're going to get with another video like this next weekend. We might come up with something this week, but next weekend we'll have something good for you.
Yeah. All right, guys, and don't forget to always share these videos and tell your friends to come like Canna Manifesto. You can also you can find us on Facebook, of course. You know.
YouTube.
You can also go to YouTube and find a Canna Manifesto, and also Twitter. We will open a Twitter account. So you can literally find us everywhere.
Everywhere.
We're gonna try to get on Instagram. We're trying to reach every single one of you, so we can always keep you up to date with all the information. And
remember, if you have any ideas or anything,
any topics, subjects,
anything, you know, you have something to contribute, you know.
Maybe you heard something that, you know what I'm saying, is it caught your eye, or you know what I'm saying, you want more information about it. We'll be more than happy to, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, we're here for you, Florida, and not just Florida. I mean, all around the world, and you know,
we're here for the world of cannabis.
Yes, you know what I mean. So again, this is your boy OG Dre, your boy Cisco.
Take it easy.
Peace.